welcome to Pitch BrandTalk. I'm Simran Sabarwal. I have with me today a luminary from the Indian corporate space. But our focus today is not his prime business, which is cement, but his passion, sports. We're going to be talking about uh, Yadu Sports, which is a special purpose vehicle established by Yadu International that is owned by the promoters of JK Cement. That's Dr. Raghavpat Singhania and our guest today, Madhavkrishna Singhania, who's the Joint Managing Director and CEO at JK Cement. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Simran. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Yeah.
I just want to start off with your association with sports. What prompted you to form Yadu Sports and invest in sports?
No, so Simran, I come from the JK family, and JK organization is 140 years old. We've had a deep association with anything to do with nation building. In fact, if you look at cricket, which is a passion for most of us today, so before the IPL, even cricket did not have money.
Correct.
And it's only post the IPL that today the BCCI is one of the richest bodies in the country. And our family has supported cricket in Uttar Pradesh for over 4 decades. Which is why Green Park is a test center. You see today so many players from UP coming in, and the Singhania family has had a massive role to play in UP cricket and UP Cricket Association over the last 4 or 5 decades. If you come specifically to hockey, then hockey is the unsaid national sport of the country.
Very
It's a
true.
sport wherein we've had numerous goals. If we look at any Olympics, if there's one sport where we've had the maximum goals, it's probably hockey. And post the turf coming in the 1980s, the performance in hockey started going down, because of lack of infra and lack of availability of the turfs, astroturfs, where the game had moved to. And you know, in late 2010s, the Hockey India League came in its first avatar, and it had maybe 3 or 4 seasons in the past. It didn't do very well, maybe because of other reasons, but it had a massive role to play in upgrading Indian hockey, and which is why we see India winning 2 bronze medals in the past 2 Olympics, which is 2020 and 2024, which has rejuvenated an interest amongst the youth, amongst people, amongst viewers to watch hockey. And continuing this momentum forward, we feel that if the Hockey India League, if corporates invest in the Hockey India League and it runs well for the next few years, there's a great potential for India winning gold at maybe the 2028 or 2032 Olympics. And because the youngsters today, they get a great opportunity to play, with some of the best globally. And that sort of opportunity can truly transform, India's future with hockey. And that's why we're investing in hockey. So I hope, that answers the question.
Now, you rightly said BCCI has a lot of money now, and hopefully, like you mentioned, in some years, even Hockey India League will probably give a run to IPL. But what you've taken your association with UP and cricket to hockey with UP Rudras. So, what can we expect from this association?
So, Simran, UP historically has
Hmm.
had some of the legends of Indian hockey.
Okay,
Major Dhyan Chand was from UP. KD Singh
correct.
Babu was from UP. Major Dhyan Chand's son Ashok Kumar ji was from UP. And UP has had so many legendary hockey players over the last many decades. Even today, we have players like Lalit playing in the Indian team from UP. So, given UP's immense size and population, and the fact that there is there are legends of this game coming from the state, we feel having a franchisee from UP can help us work within the grassroots to give more people an opportunity to showcase their talent and get more young talent coming out of the state. Secondly, it gives us a great opportunity to engage more people, because UP is the sixth largest country in the world with about 250 million plus people.
Yes.
So it's a great opportunity for the sport itself to have more viewers. And we as a family, JK organization has its roots from Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh. So that's the third reason to pick UP as the state to have the franchisee. So that's our reason, and we feel we can create a huge impact by having this UP Rudras franchise based in UP.
Now, you mentioned hockey is our national sport, and India has had a glorious run at hockey, and hockey was very popular till the about the 70s, after which cricket took over. What do you believe are the challenges in bringing back hockey to the forefront? How are you looking to over? What are your plans to do that as a league and as UP Rudras?
See, I believe, Simran, for hockey to come back to the forefront, India needs to win gold at the Olympics. I think
Okay,
if you look at cricket, it was post the 83 World Cup, which also created,
created the hype.
uh, a massive wave for the progress of cricket in the years to come. So it is probably, the victories which need to start coming in, which will create more heroes and celebrities of Indian hockey, which will get recognized across the country. Even today, uh, maybe up to a decade ago, it's unfortunate that uh, people would be able to identify an Indian cricketer, but there would be fewer parts of the country where an Indian hockey player would get recognized as a celebrity. And post the last two Olympics, at least there are so many people who have come out, including a Manpreet Singh, Shrijesh, who the country knows, recognizes, and it will take some more time for some of these stars to come out, of Indian hockey, who will become popular across the country. And as and when that happens, it will definitely create a wave for more people, more youngsters to be a part of the sport, more parts of the country looking to engage with the sport, and that sort of traction starts getting built. Now, if we look at the Hockey India League in general, this season it's happening in Rourkela in Odisha, as well as a few matches in Ranchi in Jharkhand. And both these centers and hubs, actually, the stadium is full because the following of hockey in these states is probably much higher than in certain other parts of the country.
Okay,
And a lot of the Indian players today come from Odisha, come from Punjab, come from UP, come from
Jharkhand.
Jharkhand. So that is another reason for this as well. So as we go along, I feel it's a matter of time. If there is a sport after cricket which has that emotional impact on any Indian, it's probably hockey. So which is why there's a huge potential for that impact to take place.
I totally agree with your statement. After cricket, it's hockey, which has a very big emotional connect with Indians. But how are you planning to spread the word? What are the marketing strategies or advertising strategies that you plan to do for Yadu Sports and UP Rudras?
See, I mean, there is to some extent, Simran, there is the Hockey India League itself promoting the league. The league is being streamed on the Sony platform, including Sony Live, as well as main Sony television. It's also being streamed on Doordarshan, which has a massive reach across the country, along with Waves, which is the Doordarshan OTT platform. In terms of what we are doing as a franchisee, is we are basically engaging with our region, our state, and most of it. So it's happening through either some on ground activations. We had the team visit Lucknow, wherein they engaged with the local fan base, and there's also immense social media engagement that is taking place throughout the HIL that's taking place. So that's our way of trying to build a fan base, trying to engage with our fans across the country, and especially in our home state of Uttar Pradesh. And we're getting good traction from all these platforms.
Now, you also own domestic cricket leagues, which is the Gwalior Cheetahs, the Janbas Kota Challengers. And I just want to know, are there any cross learnings that you've seen, while in the domestic cricket league, which you can then implement now with UP Rudras? Any learnings from that space over here? Because at the end of the day, they are league formats.
No, so see, Simran, I think there's a learning in every league in which we go. The biggest change for us here has been that it's a national league, and a national league has a national impact. It's a
Correct.
very different scale at which you're working with everyone. The state leagues are much smaller in scale. They the way their purpose is to build a talent pipeline for the IPL. So, a lot of
Correct.
these state cricket leagues, what they have done, whether it be the UPT20, it be the MPT20 league, it be Punjab, it be
Punjab.
Rajasthan, most of these leagues, in fact, if you see the recent IPL auction, some of the top Indian talents, like including someone like a Ramandeep, is one of the finds of the Punjab T20, Shere Punjab Cup. If you look at Sameer Rizvi, or a Swastik Chikara, it's a key find of the UPT20. So there are so many players that have come out of these leagues and have got an opportunity. But the scale of the state leagues is much smaller than a national league.
That's true.
So our learning is basically we are now representing sport at a national level, and we're kind of building the talent pipeline for the future Indian team. So that itself is a matter of pride for us and a matter of learning, and we're trying to see how to do the best to make this happen.
What's the kind of interest you've seen from advertisers for sponsorship, particularly? I'm talking only at the franchisee level, not overall. At the franchisee level, what's been the interest that you've seen from advertisers?
No, so you see, we had a lot of interest from a lot of the advertisers. Unfortunately, what happened in the first season was that there's always lack of time between uh, the broadcaster getting decided to the main franchise, the main sponsor getting decided for the league itself. So sometimes the first season it takes time for things to fall in place. So we
Okay.
could not get uh, we could not materialize some of the deals that were in the pipeline. But I feel for the next season, given that there will be slightly more time to plan, prepare, and make things happen, given the sort of inputs and people reaching out, I think it can be we should see excellent traction in the coming year.
And what is the kind of investments that you're putting into sports?
So Simran, see this year, I mean our investment as on date, we are putting in about around 20 crores a year.
Okay.
That is the sort of investment that is going into sport, and we feel, I mean, it's great for multiple reasons. The first being, uh, it builds uh, those community level. Uh,
Correct.
there's nothing better than sport to kind of unite people, bring communities together, and make people fitter at a rural and urban level. So that is the first thing. The second thing, it's giving people an opportunity to showcase their talent, wherein
Correct.
so many people can come and engage. The third thing is it gives us brand visibility. And lastly, I feel, it gives people an alternate career choice, because if you have an earning which is coming through these leagues,
Hmm.
people aren't scared to take up sport as a career.
Certainly. That
So,
was actually going to be one of my questions, but please continue.
I mean, because otherwise, in India, what happens is parents are always very, concerned about the child's future, and they want them to
Correct.
take up careers which has a very stable source of income, rather than taking the plunge into doing something different, which may or may not pay off. So when you take on sport, it's a challenging path ahead for any sportsman, any youth
Hmm.
picking up that bat or picking up the hockey stick or picking up a racket. And but what these leagues do is it kind of ensures a source of income if you make it to the league, because not everyone can go and represent the country. So there's a much
Correct.
larger pool that has a great opportunity and a career in sports. So we feel it helps us make that difference as well on the ground level.
You just spoke about the building players at the ground level, at the grassroots level, and also how this could be a potential career opportunity also for them. But we, like you also mentioned, in India, sports is not really seen as a career option. When it comes to the 9th standard, 10th standard, you're like, give up sports. As corporates, do you think corporates could play a bigger role in driving sports, not just cricket, not just hockey? Now we have Neeraj Chopra, who's made big with who's brought javelin onto the front. We have shooting stars, wrestlers, boxers. Do you think corporates can also play a bigger role in driving sports? Particularly at the grassroots level.
Absolutely. And if you see, Simran, it's already happening. I mean, top corporates are driving sport. And as we speak, you know, more people, or rather more corporates, are realizing the impact they are creating on the society as at large by investing in sport. So
This is
today,
at
if
the
you,
grassroots level.
yeah. So today, see, most corporates, run their schools. Most
Correct.
corporates are present in locations where, they may not be the most urban areas. Uh,
Sure.
so you are creating an impact at that grassroots level, and as and when, see, it takes time. Even in Neeraj Chopra, I think it took him a long time to reach where he did. But
Correct.
once he reached there today, I think maybe 20 years earlier, you may not have seen a javelin thrower getting endorsements, uh, despite a gold. I mean, there were lots of gold winners, or maybe a few gold or silver winners in the past. I would say silver winners in the past, but it's not that most of them got endorsements, especially in shooting
Correct.
and some of the other sports which did win medals in the last 10, 15 years. But today, you're seeing, the transformation where corporates are investing in sport and are trying to encourage these guys to continue uh, to represent the country and to come forward and do better.
So
And
as
lastly, there are also academies coming up at the grassroots level. Today, I
correct.
mean, I know a few corporates who are running academies at a grassroots level to support aspiring Olympians in different sports
Okay.
to take the plunge. And we've not done it yet, but maybe as time goes by, we may do that as well.
I was going to ask you, as Yadu Sports, will you look beyond cricket and hockey and probably look at badminton, javelin, and others? But like you mentioned, you will be looking at it going ahead, right?
Similarly, I mean, we will look at it. There, so there are always two sides to anything. One is
Correct.
what a corporate can do in terms of corporate social responsibility or passion. But
Mm,
in the end, the financials have to add up for something to be sustainable. I mean, it may, so which is why if you look at a lot of the leagues that are successful today, whether it be kabaddi or it be cricket, it has a very stable financial model with it. So as and when uh, corporates want to engage in other sports, they will engage, but in the long run, they would want to make it sustainable so that it can sustain as well.
correct.
So
You
as a
spoke of
corporate, we would love to work
do
with
that.
other sports. We would
Sure.
love to work with other sports, but I think we need to see which one has that impact for the country. Maybe a lower hanging fruit in terms of impact plus financial viability, and then we see how things work out.
You spoke about financial. So coming to HIL. When do you see yourself breaking even over there, and what the normal revenue models, whether it's ticket sales, merchandise, which do you see, or broadcast fees, which do you see to be the bigger revenue generator for you in the initial stage? And as you move ahead, do you see merchandising also becoming big? And when do you foresee that you will break even?
So, Simran, see, I mean, it all. So it's something initially when the league started, the the target was to break even within 5 years.
Okay.
Um, what we need to see now, post the first season, we may need to again reflect as to how things, have uh, materialized
Hmm.
post the first season. And since the first season, as I said, happened in a hurry, the second season will
Correct.
give us more time to also see how things go by. See, originally, I mean, initially, I think sponsorship will be the biggest revenue stream for the
Fair.
franchisee, for any franchisee. But going forward, broadcasting will only become a revenue stream once the viewership goes up. That may still take a little time. So we
Time.
need to see, how much time that takes. Uh, and merchandising would be possible once, we have more celebrities coming out of the league and the celebrities coming out of the people playing for the country.
And
So,
your fan base.
and
That's the
your
most
fan base,
important, and
and your
building
fan.
your fan base and a community at the ground level.
Absolutely. Thanks for adding that. And absolutely. So that's when the merchandising will truly pick up. And I think merchandising may take
A longer time in
slightly
India.
longer time. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else that you'd like to tell us? If looking ahead now at the second season, how would you like that to pan out in terms of viewership? I'm just giving you a hypothesis. How do you see that panning out? What would be an ideal situation for you looking at the second, before the season starts, looking at the second edition?
No, so I feel, Simran, for the second edition, ideally what we would like to do, or a few things we would like changed,
Hmm.
or we could do better. Let's put it this way. I think that's the right way to go. The first is the window of the league itself. Firstly, I feel the window is exceptional because it happens at a time wherein there's not much other sporting activity that takes place. But the one
Correct.
thing we could probably improve on is if we can miss Christmas and New Year's, because that's a time where a lot of the foreign players want to spend time with families. If the league starts
Correct.
maybe uh, early Jan till maybe end Feb, it would be a much better window for the league. The second thing
And
is,
better weather.
and better weather. The second thing
Correct.
is, which has been great, is despite this window of overlapping with Christmas and New Year's, we've had some exceptional foreign players coming and playing here. So that has been the biggest positive, which means that if the window is better, we'll definitely have even more participation coming in. Uh, the second thing is that we've had most of the matches between two stadiums this time, between Ranchi and Rourkela. Maybe next time they could take it to maybe one more stadium or two more stadiums, wherein we maintain this same caravan system, wherein all the teams, move together. So it's not like we're playing home and away games, but if we venture into maybe a couple of more cities, it helps increase the fan base in those areas as well. So that would probably be, the second thing that I would say would be very nice to do. And the third thing I'd say, which could be even better, is to see how we can build more engagement as and when the broadcasting takes place, to create uh, entertainment even on TV, which is something people look forward to tuning into. So that would probably be the third thing, which as a league, we could see uh, how to further improve on it.
My final question is, you mentioned you're now in Rourkela and Ranchi, and you would like to add a particular stadium. These are all tier 2 towns or tier 3 towns. So do you see the growth actually coming from here, or in the future you see even the metros being involved that could drive a lot of growth, or will you continue focusing on the smaller towns, and will that be the focus? I'm just
No, that's a good question, Simran. See, it's tough to say, but a lot of people don't know this. The world's best hockey stadium is in Rourkela.
Okay.
Okay, a lot of people don't know this. In fact, it is world class infrastructure. It is something worth seeing
Mhm.
for anyone in sport. I have never come across sport infra made to this level, and it's truly commendable. It's a 20,000 people hockey stadium, uh,
20,000.
and it is normally full. Uh, it, in fact, there was an airstrip, that's a proper airport made just to bring the World Cup to Rourkela, which, in fact, the World Cup took place in Rourkela. It was last year or a few years ago. So that's the background of why it's happening here. Uh, Now coming to Ranchi again has a long history, and which is why, and it's always full. So there's a huge fan base in Ranchi as well. In fact, the Women's Hockey World Cup this time took place in Bihar, in a place called Rajgir. Again,
Mhm.
like unheard of, but has exceptional infrastructure. It's a new stadium that the Bihar government has built. So, wherever there is this sort of infrastructure built, and we feel that fans would come forward to support, is where the league should take place. And personally, I feel the big cities, unfortunately, people are so busy. I, I'm not sure whether we'll get the sort of traction in going to a large city, but sometimes a smaller town, because there's something good happening. And in the end, this is also a form of entertainment in the evening.
Correct.
So people are more excited to venture out to watch hockey because there may not be many other exciting entertainment opportunities or something this good of a global scale coming to their town. So that's the sort of maybe that's why a tier two or a tier three city would give much better response for this sport at the moment.
Thank you so much for your time, and I really hope that we see a player who's got the stature of MS Dhoni coming out of Ranchi. And wishing you all the best. Thank you so much for your time.
Simran, really appreciate the interview. Thank you so much for your time.